It's pizza time. I'm bringing you a super simple yet elegant pizza today. It's one of my favorites. I call it a Bianca. That's commonly what you'll see it on menus a lot of places. It just is a simple white, just a no red sauce pizza with a cheese blend, and then hit it with some herbs and some olive oil. Super simple. I have to say, we were talking about this pizza earlier, like it's a good date night pizza because it looks really nice, a little refined, but it comes together super quickly and it tastes like all really luxe like that. Creamy, rich, and it's really easy to put it all together. I'm baking it up today on the natural sourdough. This is the same recipe that I'm showing you in my sourdough series. Check that out on the link below. I got that whole grain mix in there. This time I just changed it up a little bit I just flipped it actually on the whole grain. So I got the 70 grams of rye, 20 grams of T85. I baked up a pizza from this last night. It was bomb. This mix has been really good. I've been liking that recipe. Hope you guys can check that out. It's been having some good results for me. I'm gonna get this thing stretched out, show you how I build it, get this thing in the oven, we'll watch it bake. It's a super easy, super luxe. It's the Bianca, it's pizza time. Got the dough all stretched out. It's feeling really nice today, nicely proofed. It's on 48 hours of fermentation at this point. That's 48 hours of cold fermentation. I just start these pizzas off with just a base of a little olive oil on the bottom. Then I'm gonna hit it next. Let's go just with, I was like thinking, because I'm missing something. Oftentimes on these pizza, I like to put a little bit of sliced garlic on there, but we're keeping it even more simple today with just this cheese blend. Today, it's just a blend of some Parm, aged mozz, and also some Fontina. It'll load it up pretty heavy on a pizza like this. When you're doing those pizzas with no red sauce, you definitely want to go a little bit bigger on the cheese and make sure that dough has something down on it to make sure it doesn't puff up too much. I also have, this is just some fresh mozzarella that I diced up into little chunks. On this sort of pizza too, I want it to have like just more of a uniform kind of cheese glistening across the top of it, you know, versus that red pie with a little more splotchy look. But loading it up pretty fat, you know, this is one that use whatever cheese you have on hand. It's fun to play around with a different blend, like, you know, truffle cheese in the mix is another really good one. This is looking really good. This one comes together really quick. Then hit it with the herb blend. This is, again, just using what you have growing in your backyard is the way to go, I feel. So I got some sage, some rosemary, and some thyme. I always like to hit it with some herbs before it goes into the oven. That way the herbs combine with some of those fats and the cheese and the oil, really perfuming it up. And things like rosemary definitely take some of that harshness out of the flavors on that, making it come together a lot better. And then at the end too, you want to hit it with some fresh herbs as well. We're going chives today. That's a classic one. All right, this thing, hit it with a little more oil and then a little salt and pepper. Always season your pie around here. We like a well-seasoned pizza. This is looking good to me. You can even skip the pepper if you just want to have it just be a little bit more just cheese and herbs. That looks really good too, but I like the flavor of the pepper personally. I'm gonna get this thing onto the peel. We'll load it up, watch it bake, slice it up. It's pizza time. Getting this all loaded onto the peel. I have the Ooni cranked up. I've been really liking just my general kind of baking style lately has been to get that oven super hot before the load, turn it down just before I let, oh damn, I'm flinging cheese, trying to move so fast and talk, but turning it down just before you load it. I already did that, but we're getting, it's really hot. It was like about almost 900 center deck, so we're going for a little more Neapolitan style bake. Getting this thing all loaded up, looking good. It's nice on these pizzas, no red sauce. You have a little more time to play with, well, not play, but when it's sitting on the marble, it can stand a little bit longer. Those red pies, I always recommend getting off really quick. All right, gotta pay attention to the pizza here. I like on a bake like this where the oven's really hot, you wanna go in and get that first turn about 30 seconds in, take the sunglasses off, make sure I can see that leoparding going on back there. Seeing some nice little spotting, it's looking really good. It's hot, wow. Wish you guys see it, bubbles popping up really good. This is really hot today. I'm gonna turn this thing real quick here, I think. We're a little over 30 seconds in. Yeah, see, look at that. Nice leoparding, some brownie. You know that back left spot of the Ooni Koda 16? It's hot. You really got to watch it. It's that like delicate balance of not turning your pizza too early and ripping it, but also not burning it. It can be a little tricky. Closing in on a minute here, going in on a little turn. We're gonna keep this one. I might utilize that super low zone that I cover in a lot of pizzas. That's turning it clockwise past the lightning bolt, that max temp, and then into that kind of startup range where you can really dial the temp back, go for a longer bake. This is looking really nice. I mean, see, there's not much browning on the top yet. That's where I got all the way down now. It's been down the whole bake, but see, look at that. That's looking a little hot. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm going into that low zone now. Crank it all the way down. There we go. Making sure you gotta move fast so you don't want to burn that pie. This is looking really good. At this point, you know, see the bottom looks good to me. I'm just kind of doming it a little bit. I just want some more browning on the top. We're not 2 minutes. The oven's running really nice and hot today. It's looking good because if you see me my bakes, I like to make sure that pizza's baked through. I like a little more crispy style, not a big wet slice. Looking really nice. Maybe a little dark in some spots, but it's looking pretty good. Look at that thing, you know, maybe a little more browning back there. But this is looking good. Checking the bottom, nice and set. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm turning this thing off. Close in on 230. For this style, my bakes, they're ending up being about 3 minutes. It's looking really nice. That's burnt there, but you know, bummer on that. But I've been finding this dough stuff, it'll look dark like this, but it eats really nice. This is good. Let's get it out of here. Stop talking and get the show on the road. All right, look at this thing. Pretty fire most to me. This is our little date night pizza. A little elegant with that different cheeses, some olive oil, herbs. Gonna let this hang out on the rack like I always do. 20 seconds to a minute, let that crust set so we don't have a big soupy pie. Like I was mentioning, always, you got the herbs perfuming as it goes into the oven there when it's hot like this, but you have those little more delicate herbs or something, you just like that fresh vibe a little bit. I'm gonna hit it with those chives. Slice it up, take a look. Hopefully this is a good one. I'm feeling pretty good vibes on this one. It's pizza time. This pizza smells so delicious with all those herbs on there. When it hits that heat, just perfuming everything. Little chives on there at the end. Chives are always one of my favorite to finish pizza with. They're really easy to grow. Mine just I feel, how long have those chives been growing? I feel like it's been over a year. They just keep coming and I keep putting them on pizzas. Bake overall, I give this one, let's call it pretty good. Like some of these slices look really nice to me. These ones, a little bit too dark on those bubbles. That's just where it was on the back on that left-hand corner where the oven runs really hot. Whenever you're baking in there, make sure that you're turning the pizzas often because if it sits too close to that hot spot, gonna have a bad time. And also, too, some room for improvements here. As you can see, like this edge here didn't get enough cheese, and same with right there. That's what I was talking about on these Bianca white style pies with no red sauce. You want to make sure you have good coverage to keep some of this from happening. Maybe some people like it, so you're not tripping on that. But if you wanted it a little more uniform, I would go just a little more cheese on there. Go big on that cheese on this one. But bake looks good. This is all up on that natty dough recipe up on my blog. Let's pick it up. Look at that bake through. It could have been stretched a little bit thinner maybe, but whole structure, that's that big fat bubble. Looking good to me. Pickup, it's pretty loaded. I'm looking for hopefully a little bit of crisp crunch, but still light and airy. Let's see how it eats. This pizza is tasting really good. It just is so simple, but with those herbs and the cheese blend, it really comes together. It's really just kind of like I was saying, it's almost a little bit elegant. It's a really nice date night pie. Just comes together so easy. Or it's the day of the night that ever you feel the laziest and you want something that looks a little fancy. It's bomb. The dough cooked up nice. I could have gone maybe a little bit crispier. The oven was really hot today, so I was just sketched that I was burning a little bit, but for that little bit crispier bottom, you could go for a little bit longer bake. It's crisp, but I like sometimes a little bit of even crunch. I know it's not Neapolitan, but it's good. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe if you did. Eat this one with somebody you love. It's a nice, that's what I'm saying. It's a date. This is a lover's pie. Check out the recipe up on my blog, and same with that sourdough recipe. I'm digging this version of it. The link's down below. Hope you're dreaming about pizza, making pizza, loving pizza. One love.